Namaste, Marcus again. And I was just doing a comment on someone I really like to listen to the messages from. That's someone on Higher Self called Daniel Scranton, who is a channel for, amongst others, the Otter Council. And I have to say, nearly everything he says I really like. Regarding these messages anyway. And it really struck something that I've been thinking about for weeks really. I've been sort of implying it for weeks. I was saying to someone yesterday, I feel like I'm walking through treacle at the moment. And I don't seem to be getting anything done. And yet, in my last video blog, I said something that was so apt that I didn't understand it myself, to be honest. But that's often the case with me. You know, oh, I've got itchy eye. Itchy eye there, look, something in there. Sorry, excuse me. I'm supposed to put that in outtakes, but you know, this is life. This is real life we're seeing here. It's not edited, really. Maybe a little bit now and again. But something that came up for me is the fact that I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I don't feel like I'm connecting to anything. I mean, every day I'm blessed and guided to bring the light through each day, which where I live is a very special place, and I'm one of those, I don't know, gateways, I suppose. So I bring the light through every day into the world to help everything, and that's one thing I always do. But I haven't really been able to connect or get much messaging through, because every day now I find that I don't really need to sit down with a pen and connect, because I just say, you know, well, what am I supposed to do, and what should I do now, and yet everything's just going so fabulous. I'll give you an example of something that's really mind-blowing. It's not the first time it's happened to me, but last night I did some healing for somebody. It's very close, and I needed to do that before I went out, because first of all I had to do things, and then I'd planned to go out because there was a little thing in the village here which I want to, you know, be part of the community a bit, and also it's for a charity that is very dear, which is for Parkinson's disease. So all the money was going to that, and it was 69 music, which obviously I remember, and I went along, have a beer, and when I walked in, of course, there was a fee to get in, which is all for charity. Everything there is for charity, so all good. And I bought 2 raffle tickets, and on the table of the raffle, there was only one thing I really wanted, and that was a bottle of bubbly, a really nice bottle of champagne, which, you know, I'll probably save it for New Year, to be honest, because I like a bottle of bubbly at champagne of the New Year. I've got a few bottles of sparkly wine, but bubbly is special. So, or shampoo as I call it. But I said to the guy, I said, oh, I just want that, please, that prize. That's all I'm interested in. And he said, oh, well, I don't know about that. I'll see what I can do. I said, it's all right. I really want that. So I'll have those 2 tickets and £2, you know, and that'll be that. So anyway, he looked at me a bit strange, and the music went on for 40 minutes, and then they drew the raffle, and the first number that came out was one of my numbers. And sure enough, I got my bottle of champagne. And afterwards, of course, when he came off stage after doing the numbers, I said to him, there you go, I told you I was going to get that. He said, how'd you do that? I said, well, there you go, you know, you just know that you want something and it comes. And this is an example, really, especially to me, because I know this, and I do it a lot, but not as much as I'd like to, because I'd like to have a nice big house and stuff like this, you know, only so we can do the work, to be honest. But nevertheless, there's things I would like, and I'm so blessed that everything I've wanted, everything I've needed, I should say, has come to us through these endeavours, because we're guided and gifted by being connected to beings of light and love who watch over us. And I don't want to be too cocky about this, because it's not about being cocky. It's about understanding how to manifest what you need. Of course, you might say, you don't need a bottle of champagne. Well, I don't. But it wasn't the champagne. It's like I've said, things are not always as they seem. It's the idea of, I want that, I need that, and it comes. And it's proven the fact that that works. And trying to manifest things, I'm not very brilliant at, to be honest. But in this case, it's another lesson for me on how I can make these things happen. And although one side of me is saying, oh, there's nothing going on, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't really connect, and what am I doing? I don't feel like I'm doing enough, because we're in such turbulent and trying times for a lot of people. A lot of people, me included, have had physical things going on and all sorts of issues in life, because we're letting go, as I've said many, many times, we're still letting go of all this old dredgy stuff that we're dredging up and letting go of. So it's causing these things. We call it, I was in a spiritual organization in the 80s, we used to call this Misagi Harahi, Japanese words meaning baptism of fire and spirit. It's cleansing, purification. And that's what we've been doing through all this. And it's getting to such a state now that, of course, we're letting go of the biggest, oldest stuff. And that's the hardest to let go of, because it's been with us for so long. But now we're letting go of that, and we're floating up. In the last video, I think, Enlightened, it's exactly what we're doing. We're getting lighter. We're floating up. And now we can do amazing things. We can actually create things that we need in our lives by just wishing for them in the right way. So don't go out wishing for, although I did wish for £1 million yesterday, don't go out wishing for too many things like that unless there's a good reason behind it. I've said another thing I've said before is, it's not the thing, it's why you need it or why you feel you need it that's important. If the reason for needing it's important, then I'm sure it will manifest for you. We might think that we want to connect up to star beings and be connected and get messages like everyone's getting and be part of this thing. But that might not be our goal, not our task to do. Our task might be helping people next door understand how they can become enlightened and how their friends can become enlightened. And by enlightening one person next door, you could enlighten 100,000 people. So it's not always what you think you should be doing. You're in the right place for what you need to be doing. So don't worry about that too much. Don't worry so much about, oh, why can't I do this because everyone else is doing it? Because it's not your go. It's not your turn to do that. Just work on yourself. Stay in your heart. Give out light and love into the world. Be compassionate to those around you, especially yourself. Be kind to yourself. Send love and light to those around you also, and to yourself. Don't forget that. And remember, you're doing what you need to be doing now. And this sort of time that we're in, where I wrote this down, look, I just said this in the blog. I had to write it down. I know I don't normally write it down. In the stillness of nothingness, everything is moving towards its goal. We think it's still and nothingness, but it isn't. Lots of things are going on in that stillness and nothingness. But because we're in the physical, while we're awake, we're not understanding what is happening during this stillness and nothingness. But everything's going on there in that stillness. I did a talk some time back about something to do with this that I might put out on my website at some point on video. It's very, very understanding about this nothingness. Okay. Anyway, enough for today. Namaste. Stay well. Stay light. Stay in the heart. Still there. You knew that this time, didn't you? I caught you once before. Alright.